All right, it looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house name. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. When they want to use sweet talk, it's always a black woman. Like when they, you see, this guy's used violence for Burkina Faso. When they wanted to do the, what was it called it? What was it in Kenya? The bill that was going to the bill they were trying to introduce where if you owe too much taxes, the IMF could take your land. It was black American congresswomen they used to send them to Kenya. Like America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to
Yo, France and America is getting desperate right now, and it's showing. They're getting desperate. They're running out of ideas, man. No, they got this super coon right here. They got this man right here saying Abraham Traore of Burkina Faso is a dictator, saying that Abraham Traore of Burkina Faso, the people needs to get him out, and all this fake propaganda bullshit. France is getting desperate.
Like this man didn't kick France out of his country. Like this man didn't open up 2 tomato processing plants. Like this man didn't make medical health care free for all, no matter what your status is. And recently, over the last couple of days, made education free up until uni. And the dust-stinking colonizers want to arrest him. Are we supposed to act like France didn't have its hands around Burkina Faso's throat for how long? And now we have a leader who's doing what no cowardice African leader has done. And you want to arrest him on what charges? Listen, as a black people, if there's one thing we can all unite around the globe, it's because of this man, you understand? And he needs to be protected all costs.
Hello, my lovely viewers, my lovely subscribers. Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Larry, and seems like the world is against the United States and France. Now, why am I saying this? In this video that I'm about to share with you, you're going to watch how all black people, be it black Americans and people from the Caribbeans, they have decided to speak up against the decision of United States to falsely accuse Captain Ibrahim Traore, the current president of Burkina Faso, of using the country's gold in protecting himself. Now, this is something that brings joy mostly to my heart, and I believe that all the blacks around the world are happy to see that the black people are reacting this way towards this idea of the United States falsely accusing the president of Burkina Faso. Now, I want to share this video with you. You'll see people from the Caribbeans, people from the United States, anybody who's black, and not just blacks, also with some of the West who clearly are in agreement with Africa that the United States is not doing the right thing. So watch this video up to the end, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you yet to subscribe. So watch this video, and then I'll be back with a few discussion.
I can imagine a situation, though, in which the ruling elite of a country is receiving gratuities on the side that inure to the benefit of the strongman leader and not to the populace of the country. Does that sort of corruption and bribery go on with regard to the Belt and Road?
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across, even in Sudan.
When a U.S. general goes on record accusing an African leader of using gold to protect himself, you know something big is happening. In a statement to the U.S. Senate, General Michael Langley, commander of AFRICOM, claimed Burkina Faso's gold reserves are being used not for the people, but to secure the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore. But here's the question we all should be asking. Isn't that gold Burkina Faso's in the first place?
All right, looks like it's time for us to go save the people of Burkina Faso. This guy got on U.S. Senate hearing and said that the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, has become a threat to his own people. You already know what that means, what that sounds like. That means it's time for us to go liberate the people of Burkina Faso. And of course, they're going to use a black man. The blackface is always a house nigga. Every time they're going to use, every time they want to use violence on black people, they use a black man from the West to come bring it on Africans. When they want to use sweet talk, it's always a black woman. You see, these guys use violence for Burkina Faso. When they wanted to do what was it in Kenya, the bill they were trying to introduce, where if you owe too much taxes, the IMF could take your land. It was black American congresswomen they used to send them to Kenya. America has realized they have black people in power who they can use now to destroy Africa. But yes, this house nigger, Michael Langley, is now the guy who's going to be the face of America going into Burkina Faso. Look it up. He got on the Senate hearing and said, but Ibrahim Traore is a threat to his own people.
Our African partners understand that we're here to help
By force.
them reach their overall national goals of stability and security. But when we bring our assurance actions and our African campaign plan, there's a number of things by Russia and China that are pushing and shaping onto our African partners, especially across their society, that changes ways and a departure away from international norms. The PRC and Russia are also remaining exploitative where possible and coercive when necessary. They want that ground. They want power projection capabilities. So for the most part, the rest of the continent is also for mining concessions.
I can let him go on and on and on and on, but you get the point. How much are you willing to bet that the whole point of this whole we in African is this is it? Now you're going to get black men from America strapped with weapons to go to Africa to kill the Africans for white people. By the way, does anyone know if he has kids? How many kids does he have? What school a man like that gotta have family. What's up? Does anybody know them? I just want to ask his sons or his daughters. How do you feel about your father being the face of you get my point. But
Yo, France and America is getting desperate right now, and it's showing. They're getting desperate. They're running out of ideas, man. No, they got this super coon right here. They got this man right here saying shit like Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is a dictator, saying that Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, the people needs to get him out, and all this fake propaganda bullshit. France is getting desperate. They're getting so fucking desperate. They got people in the country right now protesting. They're paying people in the country right now to protest against Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore leadership. They're getting desperate. They tried to kill this man over 20 times and it didn't work. They're trying to unalive this man over 20 times and it didn't work. So now they got to find a new tactics to try to get at him. Now they're pulling the Obama move. They're trying to get a black man, this motherfucker right here, this coon right here. They're trying to get him, as usual. Whenever they're trying to get the work done, they always got to find a black face. It's the same playbook. I know you got France is going into Haiti. France is getting Algeria to beef with Mali. It's a whole fucking plot. They're running out of ideas, so they're paying all of these puppets on payroll to go out and do their dirty work. That's it. But Burkina Faso is setting the trend. Ibrahim Traore is setting the trend for all the leaders to step the fuck up And I'm seeing what Ghana is doing too. Ghana is stepping the fuck up. Ghana is making moves. And they don't want that shit. They don't want Africa to revolutionize all its fucking mineral. That's why they're going so hard, man. But Abraham Traore need to be protected at all costs.
Yo, what is this I'm hearing about how France and the US want to arrest Ibrahim Traore? Are you taking the piss? Like this man didn't kick France out of his country. Like this man didn't open up 2 tomato processing plants. Like this man didn't make medical health care free for all, no matter what your status is. And recently, over the last couple of days, made education free up until uni. And the dirty, stinking colonizers want to arrest him. Are we supposed to act like France didn't have its hands around Burkina Faso's throat for how long? And now we have a leader who's doing what no bumperclut cowardice African leader has done. And you want to arrest him on what charges? Listen, as a black people, if there's one thing we can all unite around the globe, it's because of this man, you understand? And he needs to be protected, all costs, spiritually, physically, mentally. He needs to be protected by every single one of us. They already tried to take his life 19 times, yeah? And it's clearly going up. So I suggest you start praying for this man, praying for his life, praying for his family, praying for his country. And to all of you cowardice African leaders, yeah, if they try and step to Traore, you need to prove yourselves and try and protect him. Send military, send resources, send everything you can to make sure that he protects his country. That's what you should do. But we know how it goes already with you African leaders. You rather fatten up your pockets rather than look after your people. Some of you don't even deserve to be leaders, because if you're not even putting your life on the line for your people, for your country, what the hell are you doing trying to run it? You see how Ibrahim done it? And it only took him 18 bumperclut months. Yeah? And some of you have been leaders for over 20 years. Your people should spit in your face for the way you leaders left them high and dry and living in poverty and fattening up the pockets of the West. So come on, cowards. Show us what the heart of a lion is. Show us if you can live up to Ibrahim. Show us that you can rise to the occasion. Give us something, anything to be proud of.
America, America, America. Freaking terrible hypocrites. We can see you for who you really are. Africans are not stupid. We can see exactly what you're doing, what you've been doing. We know. You're trying to do the same thing you did to Gaddafi, to Ibrahim Traore. We can see it. He's a threat to his own people. We're concerned about the people of Burkina Faso. When did you ever become concerned about people, America? Your people are struggling with homelessness. Have you taken care of that? What about the drug pandemic, where almost everybody is doing Fenty. Have you done anything about that? Or how people get gunned down, how people are not being treated equally. People in your country don't have equal rights because of the color of their skin. There's still systematic racism, and you are not doing anything about your own country. And now, somebody is standing up for his country and saying, you will not mine our gold, we can mine ourselves, we will develop our country, and you are upset? Oh my days. China should really mess you guys up. You guys you've been taking a piss for the longest time. I really wish somebody's gonna put you guys in your place.
Can you see how disgusting the statement from Donald Trump, the president of the US, is? Just imagine coming out openly to say that the gold that Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is asking from the Emmanuel Macron of France is for his selfish interest. Just imagine. So disgusting a statement from a whole president of the US, Donald Trump. Is so very, very shameful that he will be the first person to come out having sleepless nights and coming out just because Africa is louding their voice, just because Africa is agitating to have their own sovereign continent and begin to run their own thing and use their resources that has been stolen for all these years, use it to touch the lives of the people, and Donald Trump being the first person to come out and begin to cry. What a shame. What a shame. Emmanuel Macron opening his mouth to say Africa should be grateful. Although these are the hypocrisy I'm talking about. All of these Western leaders, for all of these years, they use all their tactics to begin to hold down Africa. And many of our leaders, especially the old ones, begin to play to their tune. Now young people are coming out in revolution to begin to do things the way it ought to be, and old people who have held African down for all these years cannot sleep, and they have to come out and be making disgusting statements. It's so unfortunate, but right now the time has come. Enough is enough. All of this imperialism holding Africa down and making Africa suffer, even in their wealth, even in their abundant resources, they begin to suffer. Enough is enough. So Donald Trump should go and tell that to a child, that the demand of the gold Emmanuel Macron of France has carried away from Burkina Faso should be returned, and that will make Donald Trump to begin to make unnecessary statements. Very shameful. Now the West, they are having sleepless nights because Africa is becoming, they are waking up and they want to do things that they ought to do and place Africa where it belongs. It's very, very, very unshameful and very disgraceful that the West that have benefited from Africa up till now cannot still accept the fact that Africa has been where they have always farmed and developed their country. It's so very, 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 very unfortunate that up till now the leaders refuse to accept that Africa is where they have benefited from, and they ought to begin to enjoy their resources. It's so very, very wicked of the Western leaders.
So for the past 3 days, I've been asking myself, why is that the people in the West always think that they know better than Africans, and they want to tell Africans what to do? But here comes the answer. So all of a sudden, the West is concerned about the gold in Burkina Faso. Is it really about the resources, or it's about the people? The people of Burkina Faso is not complaining. Africa is not complaining about Ibrahim Traore. As a matter of fact, we are very happy with whatever he's doing, taking care of his people, taking care of the nation. If we are not worried about Burkina Faso, why should the West be worried about Burkina Faso and they use someone who looks just like us? All skin folks and kin folks, like you guys will say. Why is it that America all of a sudden is concerned about the gold in Burkina Faso? Do you think this is the right time for Burkina Faso to actually invite people from the West to come to the country? Please, at this point, at this moment, it is a serious matter. So if you take it anyhow you want to take it, that is up to you. I don't think this is the right time, because this is how people are being used to infiltrate we Africans. Where are the Pan-Africans? Where are the African-American Pan-Africans who are so dearly talking, good stuff about Burkina Faso? Please, don't stop talking. This is the time that you need to keep talking, so the world will know that we agree with Burkina Faso and we are not going to sit down for this to happen. Ibrahim Traore says you guys should keep talking. He sees what is happening on social media, but he is aware that this day was about to come. He is aware that this day was about to come. If you do not learn from what unalive your father, the same thing will unalive you. He knew this day was coming because of what happened to Thomas Sankara. That is why we always have to learn from the past. All of a sudden, and you guys are worried about China. You are worried about China. No, don't be worried about China. Be worried about the West. All of a sudden, leave Burkina Faso alone. The people of Burkina Faso, we want you guys to be very strategic. We are solidly behind you. We, the children of the soil, have no problem with what Burkina Faso is doing or what Ibrahim Traore is doing. And if you agree with this message and you believe that Ibrahim Traore is actually for his people, please put it in the comment section. Keep flooding in the comment section that leave Burkina Faso alone. Leave Burkina Faso alone.
This needs to become a full-blown revolution all over Africa. Even if they manage to assassinate him, the US and Europe need to know we are all Ibrahim Traore, and this revolution will keep growing. This is the thing. You can kill the man, but you cannot kill the idea. For too long. Think about how many years the Europeans have enslaved Africans. We were in slavery for 400 years, and then colonialism took over just because slavery became so unpopular. And when we got our independence, they just would not let their grubby hands go. Did you see France, how much they fought to keep oppressing Burkina Faso, Mali, and all those Western African countries? And to this day, they are undeterred because they cannot help but be exploitative. People who are so outspoken about human rights and yet are there trying to take away African human rights. It's all a facade. It's all propaganda. It's all lies. Lies. But you know what? Africans are arousing. You cannot take away the idea. You cannot take the recognition that things are on the move. Things are changing.
Okay, y'all. The United States is now pulling BS out of there. You know what? To try to foul the plans of Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traore. This guy right here shooting messages, subliminal messages at my main man, like worried about his goal. This general here, the brother man, is also talking and saying, yeah, maybe Ibrahim Traore is keeping some of the gold for his own personal use and not for the beneficial area of the country and the people. Bullshit. The man has got hospitals. The man is doing this. The man is doing that. Things you'll never do because you've been a straight coward. And it is what it is. I don't care who like this or don't like this. My man, they're trying to get into his goal and tap into his goal. Who cares? Let's just wait and see what he do. Like we wait and see what y'all did when y'all had to go. We not going through this. This man is on deck. Every time you see him helping, if he take a little for the side, he paid the country debt. Which one of y'all paid y'all country debt? None of y'all. Ibrahim Traore, let's salute them. And they trying everything they can to foul my man, saying he using the gold to do. Come on, underground stuff. Man, that's his shit.
You see this man here? He needs super armed security. In fact, the entire world needs to do a chained prayer for this man. Just within 2 years, do you know what Ibrahim Traore has actually done? First of all, he just made education free for everybody in Burkina Faso, which is crazy. He also launched an emergency ambulance service, and I've never heard of this in any African country. The service aims to provide 24-hour emergency healthcare to all citizens regardless of financial status. And under his leadership, like I said, this is just within 2 years. Burkina Faso's GDP, which is the gross domestic product, which is used to measure how well a country is doing economically, grew from approximately 18.8 billion to 22.1 billion. He also reduced the salaries of ministers and parliamentarians by 30% and increased the salaries of civil servants by 50%. He paid off Burkina Faso's local debts. He established 2 tomato processing plants. He put a stop to the export of unrefined gold from Burkina Faso to Europe. And to my understanding, he's actually trying to build a gold refinery in Burkina Faso. He banned French military operations in Burkina Faso, he banned French media in Burkina Faso, and he expelled French troops from Burkina Faso. Now, why the French are angry about this is because usually Francophone countries depend on France to some capacity. And if other countries, Francophone countries within Africa, start getting self-sufficiency, then we'll need France, leaving France's role redundant. And ultimately, France will become a third world country. Without Africa, France is a third world country. Remember that.
Colin Powell has said that the military is an excellent way for a black person to advance.
I cannot see how anyone can tell me that the best way for one to advance is by being a hired killer. Even I don't see why we have ROTC on campus. We fought to put it off. You mean to tell me the only way we can advance is by being killers and killers of the enemies of American imperialism? Because who do we kill? We don't kill our enemies. Do we go to Azania, South Africa and kill de Klerk? Do we kill the Ku Klux Klan? Do we kill racist policemen? No, we kill Arabs who ain't doing nothing against us. We don't even know them. They've never done anything against us. So it is clear here that Mr. Powell is a liar. Mr. Powell is a traitor to his people, and Mr. Powell is a traitor to humanity, and Mr. Powell accepts that position. That position was made again, and don't you ever forget it, because of Dr. Martin Luther King. If you love King, you can never love Powell.
If you were in a position to advise someone who had attained the position of general in the U.S. Army and was offered the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, what would you have said?
Blow it up.
The Pentagon?
Blow it up.
Obviously, Kwame Traore has not changed in very many respects.
I have changed, please. I'm more knowledgeable, I'm more experienced, and I'm more determined to destroy American imperialism.
Once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Larry, and it's clearly that the West, they are totally upset with the idea that the Africans, Black Americans, the Caribbeans, of all black people around the world, they are out to speak and support the current president of Burkina Faso, who is Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now, this has been a trend. This has been the most crucial plan, or rather, let me say, their last plan, the West's last plan of attacking Africa and the Caribbean, because what we are experiencing now, what they are doing to Captain Ibrahim Traore is what they did to Muammar Gaddafi. Now, they used Barack Obama to take out Muammar Gaddafi. They made Africans believe that Gaddafi was a bad person. Now, look at what they are now doing to Captain Ibrahim Traore. They have, we have seen those corrupted black people who are in the United States, those are in France. We've seen them protest against Ibrahim Traore. How do you protest against somebody you have no idea of? You don't live in Burkina Faso, you don't live in Africa. You're living in France, you're living in the United States, but now you're protesting against the current president of Burkina Faso, who is Captain Ibrahim Traore. Like, you have no idea of who this man is, apart from whatever you're being fed by our colonizers. You have no idea of who Captain Ibrahim Traore is. You're just protesting because you're being paid to protest. You don't even know why you're protesting. You're being fed lies. You've been brainwashed. And now you are out here in the streets carrying placards in abuse of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now that's among the tricks that the West used on Ibrahim Traore, but it didn't work. And now, since it didn't work, they now came up with the idea of using a black man to take down a black man, just like they did with Barack Obama to take down Muammar Gaddafi. Now, in this case, we've seen them using Michael Langley. Now, Michael Langley is seen in the videos saying that the current president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traore, is using the country's gold in protecting himself. He is the president of Burkina Faso, and he can use everything in his power to protect himself. But trust me, he's not protecting himself from his people. He's protecting himself from people like you, the West. People like you, Michael Langley. And that's what Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing. We've seen several assassination attempts on Ibrahim Traore, but they have not managed to do that. So, Ibrahim Traore is just a man who has the better vision of the country and the people of that country. We've seen the major developments he has done for his country. I mean, why can't the whites, why can't Michael Langley, since you are the one being used in this case, why can't you just point out the much development Captain Ibrahim Traore has done for his country? Why can't you point out that? Ibrahim Traore has done what no president has ever done for his country. And now you're here tarnishing his name, saying that Ibrahim Traore is a bad guy, is a bad person. I mean, we've seen people from Burkina Faso print out large portraits of Burkina, of their president, and every time they clean it, they don't want it to get dirty, because this guy is the best form of a president Burkina Faso has ever had. Not just Burkina Faso, he is the best version of a president Africa and other countries has ever experienced. And I'm glad. This is just frankly to say, I'm really happy to see that all the black people around the world and our brothers from the Caribbean, or sisters from the Caribbean, they've stepped out in defense of Captain Ibrahim Traore, the current president of Burkina Faso. We know that most of our African leaders, they are just used to enriching themselves, fattening the pockets of the West. That's all they care about. But look at what Ibrahim Traore has done. And this is just to call upon black unity of black people all around the world. Let's stand and show support, love and support to Captain Ibrahim Traore, because the West, we know they will not stop at any point. They will do everything they can to take down this great man. And that's for sure. They will do everything they can. Because now we have seen they're now using a black man to take down a black man. And for a black man to be used, like, what's running in his head? What's running in his head to actually say these words, these cruel words against this great man, the current president of Burkina Faso? I mean, well, I'm just happy to see that all black people, Africans, and the people from the Caribbean, the black Americans, black Brits, they are coming back together in support of Captain Ibrahim Traore. This is indeed a great man Africa has ever had. So, thank you guys for sticking around with me up to the point of this video. I'm your host Larry. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you yet to subscribe. If you found this video interesting, make sure you like, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I'll really appreciate that kind of support. And until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.